open all the hatches. When we will pass over 1C recirculate, that means all the whole openings to the submarine are going to be closed off from the atmosphere. And at that time, it'll put a little bit of a pressure in the ship, maybe a half-inch pound of pressure in the ship, but it's not really anything to worry about. And that's the only time that Good morning, Mr. Bishop. Good morning, Mr. Bishop, to clear the channel. We'll be after the round. Take her out. One Loma, very mark. 97.1. Point. Very mark. 30 yards of track. Downing. Regular ship and primary. Ship primary. 3 feet. Navigator right back. Yep. Bridge navigation, fly mark, press 187. Navigator right back. Stand by for us. Stand by, Del. Del, bearing mark. Del, 053.3. On his current question. Zulu, bearing mark. Zulu, 00. Loma. Bearing mark. 319.1. Hold you 25 yards right of track. That check the three. Two 3.6. Watch the contact. And you can tell we're getting outside the camera.
It's pretty rough. I hope we go under.
Zulu, 004.8. Dale, 047.5. I mean, we put them out there, it's going faster. When they're going faster, actually, turn quicker. Or turn radio. Secondary, White Loma, 353.3. Zulu, 013.6. Hotel Del, bearing. Hotel Del, 039.6. Alright. We got 80 feet. Most of my time is along the West Coast here. Getting on deployment? Not too much, no, because, well, the second boat I was on, shortly after I got out of the Navy, why it took a less than cruise, but it was the first boat to go into Tahiti and Australia. Mark the turn. Coordinator, hold a small craft. 250 yards by starboard beam. Diesel boat. Correct. I was on the Blueback. Oh, really? For about 2 years. The last diesel boat. 100 yards of turn. When I was aboard, why, they were still the leftovers from the Second World War. Interesting. Marker on GPS side, 3238.2. Now you're asking about
What kind of technology did you have?
by these standards, it was very primitive. It's hard to give an example. Little self-computerized equipment. The torpedoes were certainly not advanced as they are today. I have the roughly you would hit the target.
Stand by on the steady on.
Guarantee.
Two of our sailors, Master Scott and the Torres, have completed a rigorous qualification program similar to what our guests are completing now on their VIB qualification card, and have undergone a qualification board where they've demonstrated to a board of their peers their submarine knowledge and have been certified to be qualified for submarines. So today we're going to present these two sailors their Silver Dolphins, and a special treat for Trinity Scott. This is Scott, who will get to join her husband now, Master Scott, on the bridge with the captain while he presents Master Scott his Silver Dolphins. Electronics Technician 3rd Class, James Robert Scott, having successfully completed the rigorous professional requirements for qualifications in submarines, having gained a thorough knowledge of submarine construction and operation, having demonstrated his reliability under stress, and having my full confidence and trust, I hereby certify that he is qualified in submarines. Given this 25th day of August 2000, on board USS Portsmouth SSN 707. Signed, J.R. Lowe, Commander, United States Navy, Commanding Officer, USS Portsmouth. And in tradition, I'll now read from United States Submarine Operations in World War II by Theodore Roscoe, the Bible of submarine heritage during World War II. No man was resting on the oars as Puffer prowled the South China Sea this February on her 3rd war patrol. The opportunity arrived on February 22nd in the form of a Japanese ocean liner off the Notina Island on the road between Singapore and Brunei. When Puffer made this contact, the crew knew its ship had come in. The ship grew bigger and bigger as the submarine bored in on the approach. Selby maneuvered for attack position, barked the order, fire. The spread torpedoes opened a fan of phosphorescent wake. Explosions boomed, and the target listed went under. Puffer's depth-charging debt was paid. The liner was the Takumaru troop transport, 15,000 tons. With a single flight, Puffer had wiped out one of Japan's biggest merchant ships, the 3rd largest sunk thus far by U.S. submarines in the war. The sinking sent Puffer's broom flying higher than the big stick on a battleship's mainstaff. Hereafter, no one would worry about the morale situation in this submarine. And such is the stuff submariners are made of, and today we welcome another into our ranks. Congratulations, Master Scott.
It's 50, 30 more minutes.
Oh, are you filming it?
Basically what we're going to do is we're going to have some birds right here. We're going to tool around, do some angles and dangles, do some exciting stuff down underneath the water, and then we're going to come back up at the same point and transit down almost on a reciprocal course. And of course you can come up anytime.
And this is Point Loma.
Right. Okay. This is Point Loma, and this is actually
Standing right here.
right here. Right here. This one here, right there.
Oh, that's where we were docked?
Yeah, right there. We were docked right there and came out down the channel.
Where's the Coronado Hotel?
Coronado Hotel is over here.
Okay.
It's Hotel Dale.
I heard you calling out Hotel or
Yep.
you use that as
We
a
use
site?
that as a nav aid because it's it's unique. You can see it we can see it all the way out here.
Oh, really?
You can see the
All the way around
conical
is
tower, the main.
Uh-huh. I didn't know that.
Calling a submarine, and that if you're going to take a picture of this so you can buy it for me.
Okay, so we're stuck on the bottom like the Russian ship was. 9,000 is air, food. We have 8 of them throughout the boat. If you want, you can look here, 2 in the fan room back there.
Then what happened on the Russian boat?
I'm not really sure if people get flooded and could keep their compartments open. I'm not sure really. They waited too long to help their submarine is what happened. And so this is all our cabinets that generate those pulses. Be careful. Take a look. This is sonar in here.
Oh.
And we have axes on board just in case we have to destroy equipment, in case somebody decides to jump on board and take our ship hostage, like out at sea. That's why we have to destroy certain classified items. This here is an OBA. We use these for if we have a fire on board. You can come on down. I'm not sure if this guy's from.
We use these for, in case we have a fire, we don't want to breathe the air. I mean, burning metal probably isn't very good to breathe, so these are one of the things that we use for breathing protection.
Sookie knows all
As EABs, which connect into air hoses that you'll see.
I guess that's what you have.
That's what I tried on.
Okay. These are a little different. You get a big backpack, and these are candles these are oxygen candles that light off with a spark, and it generates oxygen, and that's what you're breathing through these candles. And the EABs are the air that...
You go from air duct to air
right.
duct.
But these are generated, this is oxygen burn. But clothing, cleaning stuff, and maybe a few books.
Where do you store your things?
In here, in the bedpan.
Underneath?
Yes, it lifts up, and you have a bedpan about 2.5 inches thick, stored throughout. And sometimes, especially on weekly ops, when we're not on deployment, we have to share racks with like 3 people. So, because we go on 6 watches, and 2 guys, you'll have 2 racks between 3 people. One guy will be on watch, and the other 2 will be in one rack. And this guy will get off watch, this guy will come back on watch, he'll sleep in his rack. This guy will go on watch, he'll jump in his rack. That's why it's called hot racking, because the rack's never cold. Somebody's always in it.
It requires a lot of organization.
Yeah, it's not fun hot racking. You have to store that means you get like this much space to store your stuff. You don't have much room.
You sound like you've done that before.
No, we had our own racks on the board.
And nitrogen and hydrogen, they all have a different molecular weight, and what happens is we cause a vacuum to come in, and each one weighs differently, so it collects in a certain spot, and that's how we count how much oxygen and hydrogen we have.
I see, that's interesting.
That's how we monitor our air. These every 8 feet, and you can identify those if you're in the smoke-filled compartment about one of those pans. If they're square, it means it's right above you. If it's a triangle, it means it's outboard, like that one. It's over there. These are all hookups to make that happen. You have a skid that slides down to the torpedo room.
So they actually use these
Yes.
to load weapons.
I thought perhaps the captain took these topside and harpooned whales or something like that.
No, we don't really do that anymore.
Anymore?
No.
Apparently they used to.
As part of your qualification program, you have to be able to demonstrate you know how to do a load center weapon?
No, not necessarily as far as if that's not my job. I'm not a torpedo man. I don't deal with weapons navigation. But as far as the whole boat is concerned, I'm supposed to know how the torpedo tubes work, how to load, how it's shot out, what kind of hydraulics it uses, what pound air it uses to pressurize water that pushes the torpedo out, all that kind of stuff, all the mechanicals of it. I'm not supposed to really know how to really load a weapon. That's for weapons department. All FTs, fire controlmen, and torpedo men and sonar techs are all weapons departments.
And what is that sound we hear?
That is, we're shooting a water slug. What we're doing is we're loading...
Water
slug, it's a term. And we're loading the tubes full of water. And we would actually... Well, it's like simulating shooting a torpedo tube. That's what they're shooting at torpedoes.
Why? Just to practice?
Yeah,
or?
it's just they're letting you guys know what it sounds like. That's all it's for.
So if they were shooting a real torpedo, would it sound much different than that?
You would hear the torpedo hitting.
And does it shake? Does it shake the boat?
It does shake the boat.
How does that tell you the course?
Well, it measures the movement of the ship. See it moving right now? I can tell you, shows you how it's moving. The head of the ship, it'll show you. And the course is right down there. You can see it.
That is that little thing?
Mm-hmm. Show you. Our course right now is 355.2.
Rockwell International.
Yep. And I can't show you
Are you a torpedo person?
Where you at? Want to let them know a little.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, how you doing? Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Not pretty good. Okay, we got 4 tubes. We get 2 on each side of the ship. We can shoot 2 tubes at the same time, but it has to be one from either side of the ship. Use 2,000-pound air to send this ram back, and on the other side of the ram there's like another disc, and it collects seawater, and it uses about 2 G's of force, and it comes inside this tank right in here.
Wow.
We can shoot Mark 48s, Mark 48 ATCATs, Mark 67 mines, 61 mines, and Tomahawks, and harpoon missiles. Now on the TMOW, if we had tubes loaded, and they wanted to get a weapon out of the water, they would call down heavy man bombs. What I would normally do is get the tube ready. I flood and equalize the tube with sea pressure, and then I'll open up all the outer doors, like the torpedo tube doors and the shutter doors, and then I'll power up the weapon, and then fire control will do their presets, and then they'll actually shoot the tube from up the control to actually shoot the weapon out. And once that's all done, it's a torpedo, then I'll cut the guidance wire that we use to steer the torpedo out in the water. I'll cut it down here in the room, drain the tube.
Red October outwitted the other Russian submarine.
I wouldn't recommend going out.
Everybody else was a little nervous too.
Oh yeah, that's not something that's recommended actually.
I understand that much of that movie was made on Los Angeles class boats.
Yeah, it was made on the Dallas.
Oh, was it?
Dallas. They did that up in Alaska.
Oh.
They went up in the Straits of Alaska. They did what they call an emergency blow. And they did about 12 emergency blows or something until they got the one that was just right for the movie. That crew spent about 30 days doing what we're doing right now. Just kept going down, submerging the ship. They charge up the air banks, go back down again.
The camera crew was aboard at that time?
No, there was no camera crew on board the sub. The only time they used that sub was for the emergency blow shot.
I see.
But all the other stuff was done in the studios. Down here is just a reload team, and we have 3 panel operators, and all they do is just flood and equalize the tube, take orders from control. Yeah. This is a Mark 67 mine. These are the Mark 48s, and on the other side of the room we have a Tomahawk.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but this is an older generation, and then the ADCAP being advanced capability, adds to what this can do.
Right. Pretty much. Yeah. This one, they're both pretty much, I don't want to say the same weapon because they're not the same weapon. They're both 2 different weapons. This one here is analog, and this one here is digital. Better.
Well, you
What better?
You have the guidance control capability there, too.
We have guidance control on both of them. And this one here is basically between the 2 of them. This has 2 speeds. It's a slow surge speed and then a fast hit speed. Where this one here has a fast surge speed and it's a lot quieter and it can sneak up on you. Like people won't, if we would shoot this at anybody, they wouldn't know that it's acquired them. They wouldn't even know they've been shot at unless they heard a tube cycle or when it goes active within 200 yards of blowing up.
Hey, what's the status of recirculating?
I'm about to check that right now, sorry. I saw the slide over there with the concern for people. It's been a year and a half since I've qualified, so...
Please go ahead and sign out.
How many guys from other ratings should come in and do your quarterback?
Yeah, not nobody.
So one at a time, so zero.
Oh, good luck. And watch. Wait for everybody. And bring them out. And send it through here. And these fans blow out that air to the part of it. Keep it circulating. And this is where a lot of our, where we mainly monitor our air, because all our air is extending here back into the fan room. So this is where most of we monitor our air at.
The family.
We're monitoring too. So we monitor the air, in charge of the cams usually.
Sounds like you guys are taking over the world.
We have, it's, there's 400 fathoms, you multiply that times 6 to get your feet. There's 400 fathoms, 6 times 4, 2,400 feet below. 1 fathom is 6 feet.
And the beep?
The beep would be, the sound travels 400 feet, 400 fathoms per second. So 1 second before you hear your feet bounce off the bottom, there's 400. This is what we use, but design uses and how exactly what we know. Now we're diving, so we should be seeing. Take a good look.
That's the main ballast tank that's spinning off there.
You see now on the monitors, as we open the vents to our main ballast tank,
It's actually letting out the air.
here and escaping those vents. The water is pretty much like a whale. When water in Russian fills tanks, the ship becomes negatively buoyant and will submerge.
Get out of the way.
Have fun now. Oh, yeah. We're going to adjust that for you.
haircut?
Yes. My hair's a little long. They'll start telling me about something.
Really?
Yeah, pretty soon here. Can't be longer than 4 inches.
Because of your bangs?
Yeah, it's not supposed to go down.
So you have somebody on the boat that cuts hair?
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, you have barbers, I guess you could say. They come to barber school. Bob's got since he's junior, he gets into barber school. Cuts all of our hair. They'll come on when we're in Florida.
Can we?
Shipyard workers. They'll come on board.
But they don't go down. Are they working on that?
On the submarine. I don't know about co-ed, but I can see an all-woman submarine.
Oh, it's going to happen. They're going to, probably the boomers first. I mean, there was a huge deal when they put them on surface ships to begin with. And they adapted. Right now, they just have to build the boats to accommodate. That's all it amounts to.
It'll be an interesting transition.
Well, you know, honestly, I don't think the guys care so much because right now, pretty much everybody's overworked as it is. So if they've got some eager volunteers, all that much better. I think there's a lot of concern from the wives about having, you know, this male bastion infiltrated. I mean, you know, you're gone for up to 6 months at a time in a very confined space.
Yes, you get to know your crewmates better than you know your wife.
Sure. And you spend a lot as much time with them.
What is this crew? The crew that mayonnaise is more stable than ketchup. There.
Now we're coming back.
We're leveling off.
We'll just simulate as we get a shot at a torpedo. We'll go up
Crank up the speed, we go fast, and we turn hard, so the boat's like this. We're like, man,
kind of like an airplane, banking or rocking up. Up and down, all around, stuff's flying everywhere. Like those hands that are sliding back and forth.
This is a good demonstration of the angle that we're at. I'm glad you picked red. What's that?
It's a bow tie. It's a bird. This little tail, not this head.
What I really meant is this where we came in?
Yes.
Ah, okay. It is a bird. Not quite what I had in mind. Okay. So do you do angles and dangles normally?
We won't normally go up and down. We don't always do really large angles and dangles. I might have to start that though.
They're kind of fun.
Yes, every time I get out of it.
I like them especially at lunchtime.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
Since we got the cruise mess stowed a little bit better so that we don't dump plates and cups and things like that in food all over the place, we'll be able to demonstrate for you high-speed acceleration from almost a dead stop to Portsmouth's top speed, and we'll have someone on board announce the speed as the ship comes up to what we call a flank bell.
right now she's turning. She's got to put on right 10 degrees.
100 feet, use 10 degree down angle. 400 feet. 5 degrees. 10 degrees down angle. 200 feet. 200 feet down.
She's coming right to course 090. She's the only one driving right now.
Not making that 400 feet, just 10 degree down. Excuse me, guys. Think about that 400 feet, just 10 degree down angle dive.
Now we're gonna dive the ship.
Planes.
All the way down, let's take all the way down.
Now we're gonna dive the ship.
There you go.
One of our guests is lost his camera. It's a digital Sony camera. If you can you return it? If you have it, can you return it to the crew, man?
Now we're going down 10 degrees.
Go by 10, go by 1.
Just add a 0.
Starcon, take it louder. Say go in ship. Take that for 350, right 10 degrees more for us.
Got it? Yep.
You want to match up this 0 with the 0 up here. So we can go a little more. Kind of early.
Yeah, they go up, right?
No, go down.
Fine. Passing 300 feet. Roll up.
What's that?
Would it come to 500 feet? 400 feet?
St. Chief Nolan's rack.
Here's the 0. You want to match them up.
So does that mean we're going straight now?
Well, yeah. Steering course north. Hold it. You got to steer course too, so don't steer a little to the
Now we're coming up 200 feet using a 10 degree up angle.
Starcon high.
Not too much. Look at the suit, he's about 5. Indication. 0 for water, Doc. 1-0.
She's
Oh, it's supposed to lock?
And you want to move it that way, so which way you want to steer? Nope, no way. Just hold it right there.
Passing 300 feet. Roll down.
1-0. And give it a shot left. It's a big shot left.
Should have watched the torpedo room, they didn't be secure. Should have watched those 10-4-0.
Good, and then left. Not too much.
I don't see it.
See flat, both flanks.
Hold on.
Top part.
Hold it. Hold it down.
So you're looking at the top? Looking at the top to match up with that 0 up there. So then turn the roll to the right. There you go.
0 for water.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Now commencing down to 675 feet with a 20-degree down angle.
Very well.
450 feet.
You could have smiled.
I didn't know my picture was being taken.
That's good, Seki. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
I did not know. That's nice that you guys do that.
Like blonde jokes?
What?
Like blonde jokes?
No.
Maybe first woman captain.
I was coming back.
Have you done this before?
This completes the ship's high-speed maneuvers.
does it sense then?
It's just a reflection of the sound.
A reflection of the sound.
Right.
But they're not making any sound.
We're actually projecting sound and receiving it back.
Oh.
The
Like a dolphin.
Right. The system knows the speed of sound through water, so the time it takes for the sound to travel and return gives us our range.
Raise the number one scope. Raise the number one scope 5. Number one scope indicates up. Fire control.
It's really good.
Coffee will not drop. You might fall in the coffee.
I know.
You will not spill a drop. This is a talent.
This is the real chief of the name. We're working on ours. We'll get a few hours there. 3 minutes of sleep. That coffee will not hit the deck.
Can you download those pictures on disk?
The door is now open at 9 man, right near the bridge.
Open up.
Takes another sip of his coffee.
She got some pictures.
It's so funny. We're just watching you drool into your cup. As you're sleeping. What is everybody looking at?
It's some pretty good power. And it takes a lot of power to push a hole like this through. Oh yeah. That's Point Loma right over there. Right, I went back to the department head school, submarine department head school, still lack course, now I'm back in the department head.
This one is full rim, 109. Go ahead and dial in 05068.4.
Pretty well.
Bridge navigation GPS fixed on primary voltage 2,800 yards west track, 15 minutes ahead of camp, crossing 100 gallon per outbound. Just transmission for non-escarpment.
Quick fix.
You see all 3 lines crossing, draw a little circle.
Bridge navigation also getting extra visual fixes on primary shifting primary means navigation to visual secondary GPS.
090 right.
Navigate bridge eye.
Your line number. And your ground speed of 12 knots. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 1 foot an hour. So 3 miles. So take that. I'll measure out of that. And you already set up for 10:30. So